Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today is the day 6 of Docker series. So today we'll see how to create Docker images and what are the different ways to create Docker images. This is the very important interview question. What are the different ways to create Docker images? So let's see one by one. So first way is to pull image from Docker Hub. So let me type here pull image from Docker Hub. So this is the first way. There are total three ways. Let me type here. First one is pull image from Docker Hub. Second one is you can create image from existing container. And third one is you can create your own custom images using Dockerfile. So these are the three ways. So let's see one by one how to pull image from Docker Hub. So let's see this one first, how to pull image from Docker Hub. So let's go here in the EC2 instance and pull image from Docker Hub using docker pull. Suppose I want to pull Ubuntu image. So let me give Ubuntu here and hit enter. So it will pull latest Ubuntu image from Docker Hub. So pulling has been started. You can see here. Now check using Docker images. See, so this is the first way. You can directly pull image from Docker Hub and you can create container from this image. Let me create container docker run hyphen itd hyphen name. Let's say Docker Hub as a container name and the image name is a Ubuntu. Okay, hit enter. See, container has been created. You can check using docker ps command. Okay, container is created and container is up and running. Now, second way is create image from existing container. So this one we saw, right? How to pull image from Docker Hub and how to create container from it. Then the second one is create image from existing container. So let's see this one. So you can see here. So this is the existing container. It means we have created this container. Now go inside this container using docker exec command hyphen it, then the container id f9 and /bin /bash, hit enter. Okay, we are now inside this container. Now let's do ls here. Okay, let's create one directory here using mkdir command, mkdir. Then the directory name is exi container, existing container. Let's go inside that directory using cd command, cd exi container, do ls. Okay, now create one file here, touch, then the my file dot txt, hit enter, do ls. See, file has been created inside existing container directory. Now come outside this container using control p and q command. Okay, now do docker ps. Okay, container is up and running and we have created one file and one directory inside this container. Now let's create image from this container. After that we will create one new container using that new image. Okay, now let's create image. So command is docker commit, then the container name. So what is the container name? Container name is this one, right? Docker Hub. So type container name is here, Docker Hub, and the image name. Okay, let me type existing container as a image name. This is my image name. Okay, so it will create one image from this container with the name exi container. Hit enter. Okay, image has been created. You can check here. Now do docker images. See, image has been created with this name, existing container. Now let's create the container using this image, docker run hyphen it hyphen name exe container, then the image name. So image name is this one, right? So type exi cont. So this is the image. Hit enter. Okay, now do docker ps. Okay, it is saying docker command not found. Why? Because we have created this container without d option here. You can check here docker run hyphen it. So earlier we used docker run hyphen itd, right? So here is the command. You can check, see, -itd. So without d, you can check here, we haven't used d option here. So that's why it has created the container and it has took us inside the container automatically. So you can check here, container is created and we already inside that container. Do ls. Okay, you can check that directory is present, right? So this directory we have created inside this container, right? And we have created image from that container using this command docker commit docker hub existing container. So this is the image name, and with this image we have created new container. So that's why this directory is present. You can check the file as well, cd exi do ls. See, myfile.txt is also present here, right? So this is how we can create the images from existing container and we can use that images like created images in our new containers. Now do control pq. Okay, now do docker ps. Okay, you can see two containers are up and running. Now let's check the third way. So third way is Dockerfile. You can create your own custom Docker files, and using that Docker file you can create containers. So what is mean by Dockerfile? So Dockerfile is basically, you can consider it as a text file, and we have to write some instructions inside this docker file, and using that docker file we can create the containers. Okay, so let me show you how to write docker file. So we will write docker file from scratch and we will see what are the different components are available to write docker file. Okay, let me go here and let me create one docker file here. So command is vi. So vi is the editor and the docker file name is docker file. Okay, hit enter. Okay, now press I to the insert mode. Now we have to write from. Okay, so this from should be on top of the docker file. Okay, from means this is for base image. Okay, suppose I want to use Ubuntu image. So for that we have to use from first. Okay, then the Ubuntu as a image name. Okay, Ubuntu. Then the latest is the tag. So for pulling and using that image we have to write from here. Okay, then the next instruction is work dir. Okay, I'll explain you what is this work dir. tmp, suppose, hit enter, then the run. Okay, mkdir, then the docker file directory, then the run touch 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 docker file dir slash docker dot txt. So this is the file name. Okay, so these are the instructions we have written inside our docker file. So first one is a from. So we are telling this docker file use Ubuntu latest as a image. Okay, then the second one is work dir. So we are telling use temp directory as a working directory inside the container. Then the run mkdir dockerfile dir. It will create one directory called dockerfile dir. Then the touch dockerfile dir and dockerfile.txt. So it will create one file called dockerfile.txt inside dockerfile dir directory. So by using run, we are using this command. Okay, mkdir and touch. So by using run instruction, we are using these commands. Okay, mkdir and the touch. Like any command, suppose I want to use any command. So before that, I have to use run. Okay, now let's save this file using escape, then the shift colon wq and the explanation, hit enter. Okay, our file is created. You can verify using ls command. Okay, docker file has been created inside this location. Okay, now run command docker build, then the -t is for tag and the docker file image as a image name. Okay, img dot. Okay, so this is the tag -t. So tag is docker file -img. So here you can use any tag like image name. This is the image name, and this dot means use this current directory where your docker file is present, and we have to execute this command where our docker file is present. Now hit enter. Now we are building the image from this docker file. Okay, now verify the image using docker image command, docker images. Okay, so image has been created. You can verify here docker file img. Let's clear the screen first. Clear. Okay, Docker images. See, image has been created. Now create one container using this image. So for creating, docker run -it d -name, then the docker file container. So this is my container name, and the docker file image img. Okay, hit enter. Okay, it has created one container. Now verify using docker ps. See, it has created one container. Now go inside that container using docker exec command -it 151. So this is my container ID, right? And bin bash. Hit enter. Okay, now we are inside the container, and it has landed me directly on temp directory. You can verify here temp directory. Now do ls. Okay, Dockerfile dir has been created. So this is the directory. As expected, it has created one directory inside temp directory. Okay, now go inside the docker dir directory, Dockerfile dir. Hit enter. Do ls. See, it has created dockerfile.txt as expected. Let's come outside this container. Now verify the Docker file using cat command. See, so it has pulled the Ubuntu latest image. After that, working directory. It uses the temp directory as a working directory. Here you can see temp directory. Now inside that, it has created Dockerfile dir directory. So this is the directory, and inside that it has created dockerfile.txt text file. So this is the text file. So like that, we can create our custom Docker images using Dockerfile. So that's it for now. We saw very important interview question like how to create custom images using Dockerfile and how to create images from existing containers. And in this video, we saw some Dockerfile components like from, then the work dir. These are the instructions from work dir, then the run. Like that, there are multiple instructions, or you can say Dockerfile components like copy, then the maintainer, then the expose, add, then the cmd, entry point, environment. For environment, you use env. Okay, then the for argument we use arg. Like that, there are multiple things, Dockerfile components, or you can say instructions, that we will see in the upcoming videos. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me in the comment section. Bye bye.